I just want to make sure you can hear the sound.
Okay, yeah, go ahead and I can see.
If I play?
Yep.
You can? Can you hear it?
No, I
Okay.
can't hear the sound.
Okay.
I can hear you, but not the sound. Hello to everyone that's joining. We're just trying to get a video up for everyone quickly to show, so just hold with us for a moment.
Sorry, did that not show?
No,
Oh, so one more time.
third time's a charm, maybe. I don't know if you're trying to share something, but we don't see anything. Oh, there it's going slowly.
Thank you for attending this Connect Together event. During this event, we have automatic closed captioning available. Please go to the bottom of the Zoom meeting, click Live Transcript, and then Show Subtitles to turn them on. Before we begin, we'd like to take a quick moment to let you know how you can join an opinion research panel made specifically for British Columbians living with disabilities.
For 25 years, the Disability Foundation has been fostering meaningful experiences for Canadians with disabilities through outdoor recreation, social connectedness, innovative adaptive devices, and more. Today we are asking, how has the pandemic affected you? Help strengthen decision makers' understanding of your needs and experiences by joining an online opinion research panel consisting solely of people with disabilities and their caregivers. Make a difference in your community today. The Disability Foundation. Reimagine what is possible.
Did you know? Young adults with disabilities have a harder time getting hired. Break down barriers by sharing your story. Take our survey.
There we go.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Hello, everyone. I'm just gonna. There we go. Okay, hello, everyone. So yes, surprise to you, Janice. Megan had to step away today, so I'm popping in for her today just to fill in. But I am Ocean Rehab and Fitness coach with Megan, and I am happy to join everyone today in this total body strength workout that we are going to get into. just a quick note, Megan wanted to mention that there is free adaptive personal training program starting October 4th for 3 months. So if you want to join, I'm going to add that into the chat now. And there's a link there for you to join. So just check that out if you haven't already. Things to think about for equipment. We're going to be using dumbbells today. There's I believe one exercise that we use a dowel if you need it. I'll use the dumbbells the entire time, so the dowel is definitely optional today. So we'll just need dumbbells or soup cans or whatever that you use for that. I would try and keep the weight light for those of you who have a lot of dumbbells to choose from. Try and keep the weight quite light as we're doing quite a few exercises the entire time. So that is all I think for setup, but we have quite a bit to get through today. So I will get started and get a timer going. So as Megan and I both like to start out with just doing some breathing to get the core activation going. We're doing quite a bit of core activation within all of these exercises, so it'll be really important to get started. So let's start with just putting a hand on the belly and a hand on the chest, thinking about just raising the belly as we inhale, filling that balloon up in the belly, and exhale. And we're thinking about just trying not to lift the chest and just getting our belly breaths in. Big inhale. And exhale. Okay, we'll go for a couple more breaths here, just on your own, thinking about relaxing those shoulders. And wherever you are, let's do one more big inhale. And exhale. Good. And from there, we're going to lift up, just starting to get some movement in the neck. And then we're going to come down, tucking that chin in, looking down at the ground. And then back up. Tucking that chin in and looking down. Good, and then we're going to look left as far as you can, and then we're going to go over to the right. One more time on the left, keeping those shoulders down, away from the ears, and then right. Then we're tilting the head to the left, getting that left ear to that left shoulder, and then to the right. One more time to the left, and then to the right. Good. Then we're here, we're gonna get our arms straight out in front of us, and then we're gonna sweep across, just opening up the shoulders here, coming straight out in front of us, and then bringing those hands back. Back out in front and to the sides. Good. Really thinking about getting those shoulder blades back, sitting up as best as we can here. Engaging that core. We'll do one more here. Squeezing those shoulders. Then we're going to bring elbows to the side. Palms are facing each other as we rotate those elbows up to shoulder height. Palms are now facing the ground. We're going to rotate at the shoulder. Palms are going to be facing me now, and then we're going to go overhead. So a couple steps here, slowly going back down. So palms facing each other to start, elbows tucked in, elbows to shoulder height. Palms are now facing the ground. Going to rotate towards me, and then we're going to press up overhead. When we come down, we're thinking about squeezing those shoulder blades down into those back pockets. Great. We're going at our own pace here. We're just opening up those shoulders, getting ready for some overhead pressing today. Good. And then from here, as we're up overhead, we're just going to go into some snow angels, getting in some big sweeping motions here. Exhaling on the way down, inhaling on the way up. Good. And from here, we're gonna reach up overhead to the side, going as far as we can go, holding here for a second. Then we're gonna rotate our arms in front of us and sweep across. Looking over that other shoulder, reaching up overhead, rotating, and then sweeping across here, trying to look over that shoulder. We're gonna get a lot of hinging and rotating today, so I want to make sure all that is warm. Reaching up one last time, rotating and sweeping across. Good. From here, I want us to bring our chin up, lifting up that chest, getting a little bit of curvature in the spine. Arms are going to be out to our sides. Shoulders are down, away from the ears. And then we're going to curl in, tucking that chin in, and we're going to start rolling down through the spine. As low as we can go. If we can only go here, that's totally fine. If you can go down towards the ground and touch your toes, do that. And then we're going to stay here, just inhaling up through the spine. Exhale, we're going to slowly roll up. And we're going to move into our first exercise. So hopefully everyone's warm. Let's grab our dumbbells. Or if you would like to, grab your dowel for this one. You can. We're going to be doing some hinges. So if you want to watch what I'm doing first and then deciding what you're doing, that works too. So first we're going to do is a hinge. So there's 3 different variations that you can try here based on whatever works for you. So if you have a dowel, you can hold the dowel, and we're just going to be hinging today. So we're just going to hinge and come back up. If you want to use some light dumbbells, add a little bit extra challenge, just make sure your shoulders stay away from the ears, and we're going to hinge here. Third option is you can keep your hands either on your hips or on your lap and just get in that hinge motion. The entire time I want everyone to be thinking about keeping that spine nice and straight. So notice when we do our hinge, the spine stays straight and comes back up. For some people, that hinge is going to be quite a big motion, and for some, it'll just be a little motion. So find what works for you. We're going to be doing 10. So do what's comfortable. We're going to be doing a lot of these exercises, so let's get into it. So we're doing 10 of these. If you're starting with me, we're on her second one here, keeping those shoulders away. Thinking about planting those feet. Back is staying nice and straight. Good. We'll do 2 more here. Keeping that back straight, lifting that chest. And last one. And coming back up to center. If you're using a dowel, grab your dumbbells. So the next one we're going to do is we're going to go into that hinge. And we're going to do a dumbbell row. So this is going to look different for a couple different people. So if we're hinging forward and we need a little balance, we can place a hand on our lap and do a row like this, single arm. If you want a little bit of a challenge, you can row forwards and then get in your row, whatever works for you. So hinging forward, we're doing 10 on one arm, 10 dumbbell rows, keeping that elbow nice and tight. Squeezing the shoulder blade back. Good. Notice we're staying nice and controlled here. And last one, switching sides. So hinging and then doing our row. Keeping an elbow nice and close to our body. Good. Remember, we're breathing here, keeping that back nice and straight. This one. And come back up to center. Good. Okay, moving on to the next exercise. We are going into overhead press. So we're going to have our elbows bent. Our dumbbells are going to be at shoulder height. We're going to press overhead. And then we're going to hinge just a bit and go into tricep extension. If the weight is too much that you have, you can also just have it here. You'll get a little more hinge and then reaching. Okay, so we're doing 10 of those, going overhead, hinging, and pressing back. If 2 hands is too much on that tricep kickback, I would suggest doing 1 hand and then the other, and just doing 5 on each arm. Good. Last one. And rest. Good. Okay, shake that out. We're going to move on to our next exercise. This one is a hammer curl. So we're going all the way up. Palms are facing, notice palms are going to be facing each other. So all the way up to the shoulders. Then we're going to go down to 90 degrees halfway. Then we're going to rotate, bringing that elbow up to shoulder height, coming down, and then all the way back to the ground. So that's 1 rep. So let's do here, palms facing each other the whole time, and then rotating towards the ground. 2, going halfway, 3, good. Making sure we sit up nice and tall. 5, 6, 7, 8. Good. Staying nice and controlled on these last couple here. And last one. And rest. Good. Okay, last exercise of this sequence is a rotation to press. So again, this is going to look different for different people. For some, the weight will be too much because we'll be focusing a lot on rotation. So the first exercise we're going to do is we're going to rotate. So think about bringing that belly button to the side. Then our outside arm is going to press and then come back to center. Rotate to the other side, press, and come back to center. That rotation again is going to look different for different people depending on how much you can rotate. If you want to add weight, you can. And then we're just coming back to center each time. Okay. So we're going to do 5 on each side. 2. Stay nice and controlled. That weight's going to want to throw you around. So we really want to engage that core. And stay nice and controlled. Good. Okay, set that down, grab some water, shake it out a bit. We're going to take a little rest because we're going through those quite fast. So give your muscles a little bit of a break. And then we'll move back to our hinges. So if you're using a dowel for your hinge, grab your dowel. Otherwise, we'll stick to our weights. A lot of new exercises in here. So if you have questions, feel free to just throw them in the chat and I'll get to them when I can. Okay. Okay, we are going back to our hinges. So again, if you're just joining us, if you're using a dowel, you can stay here to do your hinges. You can either also grab dumbbells and do your hinges like this, or you can keep your hands on your hips or on your lap. Just keeping that back nice and straight the whole time. So whatever that looks like for you, whether that's a small hinge or a big hinge. I'd say mine is more of a medium hinge. Good. Nice and controlled here. You're getting lots of hinge today, so we don't need to rush through this. Thinking about going out and then sitting up on your tailbone. And rest. Good. Okay, going into our dumbbell rows. Again, if you want to keep both hands to your sides while you do your hinge to row, that works. Otherwise, if you need a little more stability, arm is going to go on our lap. We're hinging forward, and then we are doing our dumbbell single rows, keeping our elbow nice and tight. Putting our arm on a table also works. So if that's easier for you, by all means do that. Staying nice and straight here. Notice my shoulders aren't rotating too much. We're staying nice and controlled as we switch to the other side. And sitting up nice and tall, chest out, looking at me. Okay, 2 more. And 10. Good. Coming back up to center. Okay, next exercise. If you were not using dumbbells, grab those dumbbells. We're going into our overhead press to tricep kickback. We got a little bit of hinge in between to get into that tricep kickback. We're lifting our chest a bit. So right into it. Overhead press, hinge, and back. 2, and 3. Good. Staying nice and tall. Making sure we are staying nice and controlled on those kickbacks. And we're not swinging. And 10. Good. Okay, we're going into our hammer curls. So hands are down, facing the ground, palms are facing each other. We're going into a hammer curl, keeping our elbows nice and tucked. Then we're going halfway into a 90 degree. Then we're bringing the elbows up to shoulder height. So that's 1, 2. Notice how much we're keeping our angles here. So 90 degree, still 90 degree, and then down. Ooh. And counting and trying to stay near the mirror. Good. All the way up on those hammer curls, and then rotating up to shoulder height. Good, we'll do 1 more here. 90 degrees and down. Good. Okay, last one in that set again. Remember, we're doing our rotation to press. If weight's too much, just stay here without the weight, okay? So I'll show this one this time. So we're rotating and pressing, whether we have that dumbbell or not. Coming back to center and then rotating again. Good. We're doing 5 on each side. 2. That dumbbell's going to want to throw you around, so thinking about engaging that core, bring that belly button in towards your spine. Good. 1 more. Back to center and rest. Good. Okay, shake that out again. Grab some water. Hope everyone is with me here. So we are going to do 1 more round of those exercises before we go into a couple of different core exercises. So that's what we're expecting next. So make sure we stay, pace yourself and stay nice and controlled through these movements. So we get through all of them. Okay. So if you're grabbing those dowels for the hinge, grab those. Otherwise, dumbbells into our hinge. Sitting up nice and tall, hinging, keeping that back flat. 2, 3, 4. Good. Notice your form as we do these last couple. We'll do 1 more. And good. Grabbing those dowels if you're using them for this row. Hinging and going into our row. 2, elbow tucked. 5, squeezing that shoulder blade back. Lifting that chest. And last one. Switching sides. Good. Keeping that elbow nice and tight, nice and controlled here. Cool. And last one, 10. Great. Okay, overhead press to tricep kickback. So dumbbells up to shoulder height. Sitting up nice and tall, thinking about elongating that spine as we go overhead, hinging forwards and going back. Good. Again, if we are doing one arm backwards, we are thinking about just doing 5 nice and controlled on each side. Not too much swinging motion here. Nice and controlled movements. Remembering to breathe. And last one. 10. Good. Okay, resetting. We're going into hammer curl to elbow raise. So dumbbells to the ground, palms facing each other. We're going all the way up to shoulder height, elbows tight to the body, going into 90 degrees and then rotating. So we're at 90 degrees again with the elbows up at shoulder height, down to the ground. 2, 3, 4. Good. Everyone's staying nice and strong here. 5. Oh, there we go. Too much multitasking. 7, 8, 9. And last one, make sure we're not swinging. And 10. Good. Okay, coming back up to the start, going into a rotation to press. So if we're rotating, press, coming back to center. Rotating, press, doing 5 on each side. This is the last exercise of these ones. 4, engaging all of that core, making sure we're not getting thrown around, and rest. Good. All right, set those down. Actually, just use one of your dumbbells. So set one down, grab some water, and you're going into some time for intervals. So what this is going to look like is we'll do 30 seconds of the first exercise. Go right into the next one, 30 seconds of each, and then we'll rest and then do that again. So first one we're doing, just set up a timer here. First one we're doing is rush and twist. So a dumbbell works or some type of object, whether that's a pillow or a book. We're rotating to the right and then rotating to the left, thinking about bringing our belly button with us as we go, okay? So we will be on the clock starting now. So nice and controlled. We're doing this for time, so pace yourself, find a good pace that you can sustain. Following whatever is in your hand. Making sure we get full rotation here. Good. Keep it up. We got a couple more seconds. And rest. Good. Okay, keep that dumbbell close. Next one we're doing, I'll just explain quick. You're gonna try and put one arm out in front of you. Other arm is gonna be out to the side. And we're gonna try and clap this hand, staying nice and controlled. 2. And then we'll do 30 seconds of that side, and then we'll do 30 seconds of this side, thinking about engaging that core that whole time, okay? And let's begin. So arms out in front, we're bringing out our arm to the side, and then coming to the front. So try and keeping that hand. This works great if you have like a mirror or some type of reflection. And we're just trying to stay nice and controlled here. We got 10 seconds. Notice shoulders are away from the ears. Keeping both arms nice and straight, and then switching sides. Arm straight out in front, and then arm to the side. Engaging that core. I mean, these ones are tough for me. You have a little more core than me. You might want to start adding a weight to this. The hand out in front. We got 10 seconds. And then you get a break. Couple more here. And rest. Good. Okay, shake that out. Give you about 15-second rest here. And then we'll do that again. Okay. Grabbing our dumbbells or whatever weight we're using here, and we're twisting, doing our rush and twist. Making sure we get as much rotation as we can to each side. We're trying to get that weight to the opposite shoulder here. Good. We got 10 seconds left. Everyone's doing awesome. And rest. Good. Left arm's out in front, right arm's to the side, and clapping this hand. Good. Staying as controlled as we can, keeping the shoulders down. Adding weight to this hand out in front if you need a little more of a challenge. Good. Couple more seconds. And switching sides. Staying nice and controlled, engaging that core, sitting up tall, thinking about feet planted. Nice. Breathing. We got 10 seconds. Arms nice and straight. And rest. Good. Okay, we have about 20 seconds of rest left. And we will go through that one more time before we go into some stretching and a cool down. Okay. Having that dumbbell. And last set, going into our Russian twist. This time, we're going to be doing Russian twist for 1 minute. Nice and controlled. I'm really thinking about bringing that belly button to each side, getting that weight each hip. Good. Not using momentum so much, but also staying nice and upright. There we go. We got 20 seconds left. Nicely done. 10 more seconds. Big breaths here. And rest. Good. Arms straight out in front. Arm to the side, and we're clapping. Staying nice and controlled. Engaging that core, staying nice and level as best as we can. And switching sides. Good. Last one of this. Ten more seconds. And rest. Good. All right, let's set those dumbbells down. Grab some water if you need. And we will go into a bit of a cool down and some breathing. Bring that heart rate down. So we're just going to do a big inhale, bringing those arms up overhead. We're thinking about pulling our arms up as high as we can to the ceiling. And exhale, coming down. Another big inhale. Hold the head. And exhale, stretching those shoulders out. Great. Okay, so from here, we're going to take our left hand and go over our right knee. Twisting over to the right side, looking over our right shoulder. And focus on breathing, lifting that chest as much as you can. Good. Feeling that breath through the spine. Exhale, coming back to center, taking our right hand to our left knee, looking over our left shoulder. Getting as much rotation here as we can. And breathing through that spine, lifting that chest. See if we can go a little further into that stretch. One more big breath here. And exhaling, coming back to center. Good. Okay, so this next one, if you have some kind of table out in front of you, I suggest using that, or you can go up sideways against a wall. So what we're gonna do is, if you have that table, you're gonna lean out forward and put both hands on the table, and we're gonna come backwards here, getting those hips back and putting our head between our arms. So if that's where you're going, set up there. If you need to go up against the wall, you're gonna just go sideways. So the wall will be here, you're gonna be along that wall. You're gonna reach up overhead and push into that wall as best as you can. We're gonna hold that other stretch for a minute. If you're doing this, you're gonna push up against that wall and lean in on each side for 30 seconds. So get into position here. If you're leaning forwards like me, I have you timing starting now. Leaning as far forward, getting our head between our arms or pushing hard into that wall. We're gonna feel the stretch up all along in the lats here, whether it's leaning forward or leaning up against the wall. If you're leaning up against the wall, I suggest switching sides this time. So we got about 30 more seconds here. Trying to get that head down between our arms. Breathing here. Taking one more big inhale as we exhale and come back up to center. Good. Then from here, we're gonna tuck that chin in, bringing our neck down, head down towards the toes. We're gonna hold it here. If you need a little bit more, you can pull your head down, just making sure that chin is tucked. Taking a big inhale and maybe getting a little more stretch on the exhale. Exhale, come back up to center. We're gonna tuck the chin in again and bring that chin down towards the armpit. Trying to get our nose down there. Using a hand if we need. Notice the left side here is nice and relaxed. So we get that full stretch. Breathing through the tightness here. And exhaling, coming back up to center. Tucking that chin in one last time, getting to the left here. Getting that nose down to the armpit. Relaxing that right, trying to get that arm down to the ground. And using the other hand for support if you need to get deeper into that stretch. One more big inhale. As we exhale, coming back up to center. Now we're going to look up to the sky. We're going to sit up nice and tall. Shoulders in our back pockets, arms out to the side. We're going to do our cat cows here. So getting some curvature here. And exhale, we're going to roll through the spine, tucking the chin in and going down. Either down to your lat here or down towards your toes to the ground. We're going to hang out here at the bottom. Inhale up through the spine. Exhale, slowly come up, go up into one last curvature of that spine, lifting that chest, head up to the ceiling. Exhale, tucking that chin in and going down towards the ground or to your lap, rounding out that spine. And exhaling, coming back up to the center. So I'm going to invite you to close your eyes if you can. We're just going to get shoulders down, sitting up tall. Taking a couple more breaths here. Feeling good about that movement. Noticing our breath, noticing our heart rate coming down now. And I just want you to think about how proud you are of getting to this workout today. Acknowledging that you showed up for you. And wherever you are, taking 2 more breaths. And that last breath. Feeling hopefully relaxed now after doing a little bit of weightlifting. And that is it for everyone. Thank you all for showing up today for yourself and hanging out with me. I had a blast. Just a reminder that if you haven't heard, Megan is running adapted personal training program for 3 months starting October 4th. So if you would like to join, the link is in the chat and I can re-put that link in the chat if you haven't seen it before. So I would definitely recommend checking it out if you haven't. Also, I am taking a couple clients under Ocean Rehab and Fitness. So if you would like to work with me one-on-one, I am happy to do that. Just stick around and I can send you my email. But other than that, thank you everyone. And thanks for sitting around for those technical issues. But other than that, I hope everyone has a great day and I will hopefully see you soon. And Janice is just putting in the chat here, if anyone is interested in tomorrow's all body dance project class at 12, please join. And they are doing a presentation at 2 p.m. Great. We don't have any questions. I hope everyone else that is still here has a great day, and I will hopefully I'll see you soon. Janice, I don't know if you're still there, but Cindy's asking, where is the performance? I'm assuming on Zoom. Yeah, Sydney, so just register with ConnecTogether, Janice is saying, and then it'll be through Zoom. Perfect. Thank you, Janice. Rooftop performance. That sounds exciting. I heard about the rooftop performance, so I am jealous and wish I was over there to go see that. Bye, Janice.